So this is our second episode where we've had multiple folks be able to come on board. We had an incredible episode a few weeks ago where we had some students. So if you ever want to bring back students with the release, of course, we'd love to do that. But UCLA Lab School, we have an incredibly special guest, critical media literacy expert, who happened to be a Trojan, but now she's a Bruin, Dr. Ava. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So how did you make the change from USC to UCLA? What brought you over to the better side of town?
The interim principal, first and foremost.
Shout out to intern principal.
To Dr. Hanata. But I have been in education for about 15 years now, and I used to be an elementary school, public school teacher. And I've always heard about UCLA Lab School. I grew up in the LA area, and
Where'd you grow up?
Westlake Village.
Nice, yeah, it's pretty close by.
Yeah, about depends on the day, an hour
Yeah.
to 2 hours worth of traffic.
Yeah, the traffic.
But I remember I always told myself one day I wanted to work there. I attended different PDs that the school had hosted. And I remember a year after I would look and I would say, I'm going to apply, but I never met the cut of qualifications at the time. And then time had passed and there was a job opening and I applied and here I am.
Yeah, the school sounds incredibly innovative and progressive.
Yeah.
I'm extremely inspired and I really wish I would have had this experience
Yeah.
growing up. But this is why we love on the subject, because we could share the lessons from these great schools, pass them to other education leaders who take them home with them. So my question is also, how do students find UCLA Lab and how does that happen?
We have a lottery-based system,
Okay.
first and foremost. I think that's really important. As a laboratory school, we have a charge from the state of California. We have a charter that the demographics of our students have to match the demographics of the state of California, not just
Very
Los
cool.
Angeles.
Yeah.
So we have students from all over. There's no letter of recommendation that we're looking for from your doctor, from your best friend to help you get in. It's just if your student, if your child matches the demographics of what we need to have the research that we have at our school, then you have the chance of getting in.
Very cool. I'm hoping to have children of my own in the next few years, and this is a school I definitely would love to send them to. So thanks for the inspiration. But let's talk about critical media literacy. What's changed so much in the last 5 to 10 years that makes it such an important topic?
I think it's important to step back a minute because when we were growing up, when technology first became part of our classroom setting, digital citizenship was what we would typically talk about.
Yep.
How do you interact online? How that's evolved now is how do you become critically media literate? And what that means is looking at what's online, whether it's a news article or a video, and how is the person on the other side trying to get your attention?
Yeah, a lot of rage bait these days.
Yeah, very much. As a laboratory school, especially one on UCLA's campus, we really strive to develop partnerships across the campus. So Dr. Benjamin Rad is a political scientist and a lecturer in the School of Law. And I met him in a prior life at my old district. And what he does is he developed this platform about how to develop critically media literate students. So he develops simulations with students, and we will literally look at an article and attack it. We look at 3 forms of argument: ethos, pathos, and logos.
And how old are these students?
Last year we ran a pilot with just our upper students, so it's 5th and 6th grade students.
That's incredible. So 10, 11, and 12-year-olds.
Exactly.
Wow, that's so cool. So what's it like for them getting thrown these incredibly emotionally charged docs, and how do they be able to digest it? It's so cool. I'm fascinated.
So those simulations run weeks at a time, and the first day we're really just teaching them those 3 forms of argument. How are they trying to get you? Are they trying to get you because they're trying to give you an expert opinion, or are they trying to get you with emotion or something else?
A lot of emotion.
So there's a lot of documentation and dictating and trying to understand what that means. And at the end of their time with Dr. Rad, then they develop their own arguments. And so they're trying to then get the audience or a panel, which typically is their teachers, to then agree with their side. So last year we ran an entire simulation on EV cars and whether or not they're actually good for our world.
Wow, you're putting me back in my 5th grade shoes. I remember we had a Loyalist Patriots Act from U.S. history. This we would have connected so much more with, though, because this is relevant to what you're doing today. And I'm interested to even hear, it probably encourages great discussion at home with the parents.
Very much. Because of the discussions that have been happening at home, we then have expanded our reach, and now we work with our intermediate students as well.
Nice.
In the next couple of weeks, depending on when this podcast comes out, Dr. Rad will be working with our 3rd and 4th graders, and we're actually connecting it to our kindness work, to our SEL curriculum. Yeah. How do we really look at kindness both in the classroom but in a digital space, and how does that transform out of the classroom itself? So that's where those conversations at home really become really important, because sometimes your child, well, they have the tools at school, they're not really using those same tools in their day-to-day life at home.
Yep.
Or when they're on GChat or whatever it is, Discord. You don't
We
really
love
see
Discord.
those same tools that we're teaching them in play. So the work that we're going to be starting this year, which I guess in May, is to really counter that.
How do you all fit so much in a day? This is unbelievable. I'm so impressed with how forward thinking the school is, because we always try to challenge Tesco and say the 8 hours of sitting at a desk, the stage on the stage, or sage on the stage, excuse me, approach, it doesn't really fit for
No.
all students. But the way you look at it is so much more about connecting with society.
Yeah. It connects to our public engagement, because we
Yeah.
don't look at ourselves like the sage on the stage.
Yeah.
We want to engage with the other educators, and how can we lift both of us to be more insightful, to be more reflective, to be forward thinking. And we're also a laboratory school. It's our charge to keep moving forward. So it's a lot of juggling, and a lot of brains working together to make sure we can fit it all in.
So what would you say is the biggest thing you can hope for in 2035 versus 2025?
As far as it relates to critical media literacy, that we have given our students the tools to be able to really accurately look at the data that's in front of you. It's so easy to trust everything that's online, and we won't know what the future will hold, but to give them the tools to really look at the article, regardless of what news source it's on, what platform it's on, that you're really seeing what it is and not just taking it at face value.
I really appreciate your perspective and also your passion. It's really infectious, and we really do always want to make sure we express gratitude here. So who would you say in your life, teacher or student, has impacted you the most that you would love to say thank you to the camera?
I would love to name many.
You can do it. Let's rattle off. Yeah, speed.
Teacher would be Mrs. Montgomery. She was my kindergarten teacher.
Shout out Mrs. Montgomery. You heard her.
As a 5-year-old, you don't remember the days in and days out of what happened
Oh.
at that day, but you remember how you felt.
Yes, you love the emotional connection.
And she made me feel seen. And so many years later, she's still very much part of my life. She was at my baby shower, at my wedding, all of those things. And that's something that I see our teachers do every single day at Lab School, is they want to make sure that their students feel seen. So that would be number one. I can keep going, but I can stop.
No, that's
there.
amazing. And again, we've been repetitive about it, but we mean it. Teachers and coaches are the heroes of society, and thank you for being such a
Thank
hero
you.
to society. We really appreciate it, and we want to really spread more incredible educator missions and just beliefs and pedagogical approaches. And we really appreciate everything these incredible educators share today. So please follow, subscribe on the subject. I'm your host, Michael Villardo. What an incredible episode. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
It was so much fun having you.
Thank you.
Thank you.